Greetings XLs. Before you buy guy, it's gone. So I thought I'll take one for the team. And that's all 12 of us still playing the game. I'm gonna keep this short as I'm really bad at making videos, so check timestamps to skip and let's go. Lightning Conduit has 4 animations. First and most obvious is the ground pulse. Here it's an expanding ripple, a celestial ring full of stars. The second animation is the caster effect. A pool of celestial liquid spreads from your feet. That all my Templar's diaper is defective. Now on caster builds, this effect is a bit of a waste because, well, you were standing on it and with all your auras and stuff, so by the time you move, it's often gone. But on Cyclone CWC builds like mine, this actually gives you a sort of free celestial trail MTX or footsteps. And it's actually really nice on light colored terrain, much more so than dark, as you can see here. So Dunes farmers will love this, and Crimson Temple enjoyers will barely see it. However, if you stutter step a lot as a caster, you may see traces of it as you move around. Next up, the bolt itself. Celestial lightning conduits are beautiful. They look like liquid gold mixed with molten skittles pouring down onto the target rather than striking it. Here it is in single target, and even if it's single target, this is much more fluid and graceful than Automaton, as you'll see later. As for the question, isn't this just bolts from Celestial Herald of Thunder? Well, you're not completely wrong. It looks like someone spilled the Wonder Woman 1984 color palette in there, or it's pouring unicorn puke on Shaper. Joke's on you, he's into that. The brighter color is not a bad thing while mapping actually, it keeps the effect really noticeable. The final effect is a celestial ripple around the feet of the target, and this is pretty nice and obvious in dark maps. Now let's move on. For those who aren't into the whole glowy unicorn puke thing, there's the Automaton lightning conduit MTX instead. Once again we have 4 parts. The ground pulse is the show stealer in this one easily. It looks like a targeting reticle for an ion cannon strike, and it even rotates briefly like some kind of HUD icon. It kind of looks weirdly sci-fi in the Veil Tech / Automaton kind of way we're used to in Rayclast. The red lightning is really obvious in both indoor and outdoor maps. The caster effect is super obvious compared to Celestial. You have this majestic red lightning surge emanating from your torso right here. There's a secondary effect. The pulse actually lingers in the air for a good third of a second before fading away into a black cloud. And this weirdly doesn't appear when you Cyclone CWC. Now for the bolt, it is a vast improvement over Automaton Herald of Thunder, right? It's not some weak ass single bolt, but a massive veiny shaft of pure red wrath smacking down onto your unfortunate targets. Joke's on you, he's into that. The floor effect is also really noticeable, right? It's this really massive spray paint sigil. It's pretty neat. My only comment is that the AoE pulse itself on the larger conduit is so dominant that you might miss these. I wish they took a little bit longer to fade into nothingness. That would have been nice. And in short, the automated version is really the more aggressive of the two. It depends on your choice of color palette, which one you want to opt into. Now here's a bunch of caveats that only a player would tell you. Number 1, the more and more advanced your build, the less you actually see any lightning conduit MTX at all, right? i.e. the spell which you use to apply shock may be killing as many or even more mobs than your lightning conduit, especially as you approach endgame setups like Doryani's prototype. Then again, if you're an Elementalist or Necromancer, I'm going to demo them here, right? You already use barely damaging spells and instead scale up shock effect, and you guys stand to get the most value out of these MTX. So this could be a bit of a joke, maybe not, but I'm not positive that Lightning Conduit is going to make it untouched to next league. Alright, I would love for it to remain unchanged, but it's clear that GG doesn't like something to stand out from the crowd. So instead of buffing everything else, they might end up trimming this particular skill, even if most of it was just Kalandra jewelry buffing prototype builds in this league. Yada yada, so buyer beware.
nerfs probably coming now that we've got the MTX. Yeah. Final caveat, I do wish I had a better rig to show you guys this stuff with, which is why Nervia needs to come back ASAP. Nevertheless, I hope I've helped, and that's me done. Safe journeys, Exile.